So today I thought I would run you through a simple and fun creative activity, which is basically a way for you to learn a little bit more about yourself and express how you've been feeling lately. Because I don't know about you, but I have been having all kinds of feelings, and I thought maybe this would be a helpful way to make sense of some of those. So a couple of weeks ago, I made a video reading the book In My Heart. Basically, In My Heart is a story about all of the feelings that we can have inside of us. So there are feelings such as being shy, being silly, being brave, mad, happy, sad. Some of these I'm sure you've experienced and maybe you've even been experiencing lately. And on the last page of the book, the character asks, "My heart can feel so many feelings, and yours can too. Today my heart is proud. How does your heart feel?" And I thought we could use this book and this question, "How does your heart feel?" as the inspiration for our drawing activity today. So at Kids Express, we like to be feelings detectives. And this means that we stay curious when we're investigating the feelings that are inside of us, and also when we're trying to understand how other people around us are feeling. It's really important to know that all of our feelings, the things that are going on inside us, are real and okay. So even though sometimes they may feel really, really big, which we're going to explore later, just know that what you're experiencing is natural and okay. So on that note, I thought we could just take a big breath in and out together and just tune in to how we're feeling right now and how we've been feeling lately in the last couple of weeks. So we take a big breath in through our nose and out through our nose. Just take a minute to tune in. Maybe you even want to put your hand on your heart. Think, how have I been feeling lately? You don't have to tell me, you can just think about it in your mind. You can say it out loud if you want to. And when you've had a little moment to think about it, don't worry if you're not quite sure, because we're going to do an activity soon that will help you. Let's move over to start our drawing. Okay, for this activity you will need a plain piece of paper, whatever size you've got is fine, and some things to colour in with. So perhaps some textures or pencils, or even just a pen. Whatever you've got lying around the house is fine. So what we're going to do to start is draw a heart that takes up as much of the paper as you can. Great. And inside this heart is where we're going to pop the feelings that we've been feeling lately, even the feelings that we're feeling right now. So you can think back to that little exercise we did before when we took a deep breath in and out together and we tuned in to what those feelings might be. And I find a helpful way to start this is to write down, to list these feelings. And in case you need some help, here are some examples of different feelings. Happy, sad, surprised, scared, angry, worried, frustrated, disappointed, excited, and calm. So if you're still learning how to write, that's totally fine. You can get an adult to help you with this, or if not, you can just skip this step and go straight to filling in your heart. I'm going to do this part. So some of the things that I've been feeling lately, I've been feeling a little bit silly at certain times of the day. I've also been feeling quite worried at times. Just not quite sure what's going to happen, and also worried when I just hear certain things going on in the news and stories that people tell me. I've definitely had moments where I felt really happy, especially when I'm doing something that I enjoy, like reading a book or going on a big bike ride. What else? I felt excited. I just felt a bit excited with all the change. That happens to me when things change. I actually get excited. And I've also been feeling sad. I've been feeling sad because I've been missing people. So I've written down 5 feelings. You may have less than this, or you might have more. Whatever you've popped down is completely perfect for you. Now what we're going to do is take these feelings and represent them inside this heart shape that we've made. And there were 3 things that we can think about when we're doing this. What kind of color would each of these feelings be? What kind of shapes or lines would each of these feelings look like? And how much space in the heart would they take up? So I'm going to give you an example. My first feeling is silly, and yours might be different, and that's fine. So for me, silly, I think, is the yellow color. And the kinds of lines and marks that silly would be for me would probably be these kind of messy stars, these messy little explosions overlapping. And I think they'd probably only take up this much of the space. So that's silly. And then I'm going to work through my other emotions. And there's no right or wrong. I'm just going to feel what works best for me. So worried. I wonder what color worried would be. I think worried for me would be a grey pencil. And the kind of lines that worried would be are really dark, thick lines that overlap. Yeah, worried feels a little bit like a knot in my heart. And I think it would take up about that much. To be honest, I felt more worried than I have silly, so I know that I can maybe take up a bit more space. So there's some examples, and I'm going to keep working through and do happy, excited, and sad. So you can represent your feelings however you want, with whatever colors and marks and lines, and as much space as you want in your heart. And remember, yours will be different to mine. There'll be some parts that are similar, but you can do yours just as you feel. And as a reminder, here are some feelings to choose from, or that you might relate to. For being feelings detectives with me and for trying that creative activity. So as I look at the heart that I drew and all the feelings that I put inside it, I have some other questions, and you might want to ask yourself these too. If they could have a sound, if they made a sound, what would they sound like? And if these feelings had a movement with them, what kind of movement would that be? So, for example, I'm going to take my feeling of silly, which is this one here. And if it made a sound, I think it would probably sound like this. Yeah. And if it had a movement, if silly was a movement, it would probably look like this. It can feel a little bit strange to do this, but it can also be fun. I'm going to do another one of mine. I'm going to do worried. If worried had a sound and a movement together, worried would probably be a movement like this, crouched over, and the sound would be yeah. But I'm really curious, as a feelings detective, what kind of sounds and movements would your feelings take? So have a play with this. Remember, there's no right or wrong. And the reason that we are feelings detectives and we investigate what's going on inside us is because it's really important to know that we all have feelings, and understanding and expressing them in a safe way is good for your body and brain. But also it's really helpful for us to know what's going on inside us, especially if these feelings become quite big and they can feel overwhelming. Then we can figure out ways to cope with this and feel calmer and more grounded. And there are lots of ways that we can do this. I'm going to explore those in the next video. But for now, thank you and stay safe and creative. See you soon. You can take a picture of your creation and share it in your Seesaw classroom if you want to. You can also add any extra bits to your drawing. You might want to fill the whole page or add characters.